Today I'm going to show you how to cook scrambled eggs on a stainless steel pan. And the best part is I'm going to show you how to make the Gordon Ramsay eggs at the same time. Now, I don't know it's the exact ones, but so I'm going to use 3 eggs for this, a tablespoon and a half of butter, and uh, some sour cream. So normally I use creme fraiche, but I think the one that I have in the fridge kind of expired already because I made it fresh. So I'll also kind of teach you guys how to make creme fraiche. It's actually very simple, but that's for another video. But for now, as an alternative, I'm using sour cream. It's almost similar. It's just creme fraiche has a more fattier consistency and it's less tart. So I'm using a little bit less than I normally would. Which I used about maybe a tablespoon and a half of sour cream, but I'm not really going to use it all. Basically, the sour cream is to dilute the or kind of cool down the egg for later, and it does give it a different flavor. It's really good. But basically, what I'm preparing right now is just the egg. So if you notice, I have them underneath water, right? Well, with stainless steel, you never want to really cook with a lot of, especially with eggs. You don't want to cook with them when they're cold because it cools down the pan too quickly, and it'll just make them stick at that point, right? That's the whole purpose. You don't want them to stick. So you give them as less likely a reason to stick as much as possible. So what we're doing now is that these are actually under hot water. So right now it's just to basically bring them up to room temp. So, well, let's get started. So you put your 3 eggs in a bowl and you essentially just whisk them like so. So once they're whisked, we're essentially ready to start cooking. So let's go over to the stove and start cooking these. All right, so we're just gonna turn on our stove top here all the way, probably probably medium low a little bit. Remember, we want to take a little bit of our time to do this. So what we want to do is actually bring this up to probably around uh, 400, right? Just so that we bring it up to a high enough temperature so that it can get this hot enough to prepare the pan. And from a previous video on how to actually cook with like stainless on the one with the using the sunny side up eggs, it's similar method. The thing is, for this, we're gonna try to especially for scrambled eggs, because the way we want to do this, we want to bring it down to a lower temperature so it doesn't just cook right away and start sizzling. You want to bring it up to probably around 250, 280, and then with the heat, slowly bring it back up as you're scrambling, so it doesn't allow the butter to stick and everything. So it's a really good way so that it doesn't just start instantly cooking that egg right away. So I'll show you what I mean. So once, like right now, yeah, around 109, which is basically what it showed last time, right? It's just like 109. But when you pour the oil, you're gonna see it's gonna be a different temperature. So let's just start putting the oil now, and then we're gonna see how hot it gets. Because we're gonna once the oil's in there, it's gonna turn a little viscous, and then it's gonna steam a little bit. That once you start steaming, pull it right out, and just let it sit on the side. And then using your infrared thermometer, you're gonna read all the way till it gets around 250. So, and then at that point, we transfer it back over on the low heat, and then we add our eggs and start in our butter too, and just start mixing away. So you'll see right now. So I added enough oil in here just to coat the pan, and right now you can see that it's around 400, which is plenty. Right now you're going to see kind of uh, the oil's not burning per se, but you want a little bit of that oil to start kind of like smoking a little bit, but not too much. Like the minute you see it smoking, that's when you pull it out. Because if you leave it in there too much, what's going to happen is it's going to actually burn the oil. So we want a little bit of olive oil. That's what I'm using here, just so you can get it coated. And then right now, what temperature is it at? 70, yeah, getting close. We want it to be a little bit hotter. Yeah, there we go. So it's starting to smoke a little bit. That's how I know it's good. I'm gonna put it on low. I'll go over here. Yeah, perfect. So we're gonna let that puppy cool. Alright, so we let it cool down. So right now it's around 310, so that's perfect. So I'm just gonna transfer it over back to the low heat, and then we'll start cooking with it. So while the heat's off, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the butter in here. Yeah, come on. There you go. So I'm gonna let the butter. You'll notice because it's at that lower heat, the butter is not burning as easily at all. So we're gonna let the butter do its thing. Butter gives so much flavor to these eggs. So basically, you can see that even just putting the butter right there is not gonna burn anything. So now we're gonna put in our eggs, and for this I'm gonna need 2 hands. So bear with me, so the minute with the trick with these eggs is that the minute you start putting in, you start stirring, right, nonstop. That keeps them nice and fluffy. So I'll show you that right now. I'm gonna put the eggs in and then immediately start stirring. So right now the heat's off, but I'm I'm gonna put the heat to about medium low to low probably. Actually, I'm gonna probably leave it at low so that it creates just a nice even heating for the scrambled eggs. That's key for this. So I'll show you. So right now I have it on a very low heat setting, but as you can see, I just poured in the scrambled eggs, not sticking at all. So with these, you just constantly stir. These type of scrambled eggs create more of a runnier consistency, but it's not like bad. I'll show you what I mean. So essentially, it starts curdling up like so, and it creates like this nice velvety texture to the eggs. Right now, I might have it a little too high. Like I'm telling you, it's like you need almost like simmering low setting because remember, this was already at temperature, so we're just bringing it back up a little bit. You notice is enough to cook the egg. I mean, it's all you really need. It's not hard to cook on stainless steel with eggs once you get used to it. It's like at first in the beginning, I was like having such awful time with it, and it took a lot of trial and error. There's a lot of videos out there, but those videos they don't show the full picture, and I'm trying to show that in my videos here because once you learn these little tips and tricks, it's very easy. And there's some videos that don't even show this, so I'm going to once you have these scrambled eggs here, you'll see it starts getting like this velvety consistency. But the nice thing about it is, um, you heat control this. That's why I'm saying like you can pull it off uh, you can pull it off. They're getting cooked too quickly because remember the heat's in the pan, so it's just gonna keep cooking the eggs regardless. But you notice how velvety and good these look. These are gonna go great with my sweet potatoes, by the way. But you see how they're very velvety. That's my new word of the day, velvety. We're gonna bring them back over here on the heat, and we're gonna give them one last. So I'm gonna boost up the heat just a little bit, not much, but this is gonna help just kind of cook that little bit of runny consistency, right? So not gonna be much. You don't want them to overcook. And the trick to not overcooking after you're done, that's what the creme fraiche is supposed to be for, because it gives it a nice tangy flavor at the end, but it also stops the egg from cooking because it cools it down. So and right now you can kind of see it starting to sizzle a little bit. Yeah, we don't want that anymore. We're going to completely turn off the heat. Then I'm going to put in my creme fraiche real quick. So bear with me. Okay, so we put in the creme fraiche. And that's it. And so we mix in the egg. We already turned off the heat. And remember, the heat's still in the pan, so still cooking these eggs. But since we added this creme fraiche slash For me, I use sour cream, but the you notice the eggs came out pretty. You can see it's very. You can hear it, and that's how you make scrambled eggs on stainless steel. And you can see it doesn't really stick at all. It's a very clean pan. So let me see how they came out. I'll show you. I'll show you these with the sweet potatoes. I'll probably post a sweet potatoes recipe, but this is essentially my breakfast every morning. So all right, so I'm gonna serve the eggs right over this. So it's a little spring salad mix with some potato or some tomatoes, not potatoes, but with sweet potatoes and my nice little green drink. I'll actually show you guys. There's a special juicer that I. By the way, I don't get sponsored for any of this. It's just pretty good stuff that I want to teach people and like what stuff I use. But this juicer I use is like it's called the Ninja. It's like a cold press juicer, but basically it's very small form factor. It's probably the best juicer I've ever used, but it makes these drinks. I can probably show how to make that a little bit later, but basically we're just gonna put our egg on top of those sweet potatoes. Look at that. Now what we're gonna top it off with some salt and black pepper. So salt and black pepper. I like to have these little cans because they have essentially it has it already mixed up the way I did it. But yeah, literally. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm gonna add some to my little spring mix here too. Adds a little good flavor. But overall, that's how you make scrambled eggs on a stainless steel pan. And as you can see, there's nothing sticking to it like at all. Like very little stickage. This is almost similar to stickage that you would get even on a coated Teflon one. But guess what? This is way healthier option for you. So hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe if you want more. I'd like to get ideas to see what people want. So leave your feedback in the comments. I'd really appreciate it.